What's up, beautiful peeps? It's the boy Raj Rayma, and welcome to Born to Be. And you know what? Today we have a soca raga artist. I can't even say just an artist. He's a superstar. I've had the pleasure of working with him. And you know what? Today he's here on Born to Be to tell his story. We would like to welcome Logun, the artist.
Well, it's the original Logun run the blood fire program. We in a cater about nature, treat them the elevator, call the operator, when I get dial tone.
What?
That's what's going on here right now. Glad to be here. Greetings, sir. We say
That is an intro. And you know what?
Big up Trinidad.
Adapt isn't enough. A cheers.
Take one with us, please.
How you doing today?
I'm good. This is how I talk, everybody. This is how I talk. I'm not trying to put on anything. So fall your fakers out there. Watch yourself. Yes, sir.
So you know what? We're gonna get right into it.
Let's
Jump
do
in.
it. Let's do it, man. We're here, we're liming.
Exactly.
Do it.
I want you to tell me about your very first experience with just music in general. Your very first memory.
You go to clubs. I'm in Toronto. I moved here in 2001, age 17 maybe. Outside of a club, I'm standing outside with my cousin, and we had a few, you know? Feeling nice right now. It's the end of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm singing Sizzler to the top of my lungs on the road, on the side of the street, right? Top of my lungs, people are walking by.
What song?
Dry Cry. Dry cry, even tears, even my heart cries, but who cares? Probably a couple other songs too. And this girl and guy walks by and stops, and they stop in front of me. And she's looking at me singing, she's so intrigued. The guy, I'm not trying to get her or anything. It's just a vibe. And then at the end of it, she looks at me and she says, where can I hear your music? Where can I buy it? Where can I sample it? I said, you know what, darling? Nowhere. Other than you hearing me right now, you can't find this anywhere. Thank you to that girl, I started to record, and that's when I knew music was my thing. That's when I knew I had to pursue this thing called music.
Were you already drawn to a certain genre?
So just a vibe from reggae to contrast to soca. It's just to punk rock. I was influenced by all.
Okay, so you mentioned Sizzler. So tell me about your influence on your musical style.
From Marshall Montano to, you know, Bob Marley to, you know, to anybody just creative. Take me anywhere in the world and play music, and I will walk towards that music. 2 things in this life I love: music and water.
You knew that you wanted to do this, but everyone has the first experience getting in there.
But yeah.
So tell me about that.
My first song I recorded possibly 14 years ago, and it was help to this guy. But hey, if I go back and listen to that song now, I don't want to hear it.
So
the growth.
describe the feeling.
Oh, well, the feeling was like it was surreal. I was creating something. I was putting my voice on wax, and I was hearing it back, and it was amazing. At that time, I'm like, that is what I want, you know?
How did you kind of cater your style? Were you someone that kind of knew what your style was right from the beginning, or was it something that got developed?
My style will always be developing, first of all. When I first started, I knew I always loved the island vibes. I knew I always loved the soca vibes and the reggae vibes. I am a lyricist. I do write all my tracks. I prefer to sing and perform original tracks.
So what's your process when you go into the studio?
So my process is just to go into the studio, vibes, relax, you know, have a drink, make sure I'm well fed, and just feed off of the energy in the studio.
As artists, people that look out here in, you know, the World Wide Web,
Exactly.
Social media universe, they see the music, but they don't see our everyday life. How does your everyday life actually affect the music that you put out?
You know, I got sent here to Canada. I'm a Trinidadian. I got sent to Canada. I didn't choose to come here.
Why is that?
I was a bad child. You know, like honestly, I didn't listen.
Okay.
You know, I didn't grow up in the best of families, the best of homes. You know, as we all probably have our vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to say mine is more, but I kind of use those to propel me forward and to paint my story of my life, as well as, you know, what I do today.
Tell me how your first project went and how you kind of sculpted it.
So the first projects were, actually it was an album. It was like, the first time I started singing, I think I put like 18 songs on this album. Like I just wanted to
That's pretty big for a first project.
You understand? But through that project, I scaled down to know what I'm good at, and I've been doing that. But more recently, I've been putting out singles, you know, videos, performances, trying to sculpt my art to be a little more direct. You know.
Okay, so what do you got going on right now?
So right now I am performing here and there, doing a lot of shows for Caravana, SOS, Big Up Yourself, Carnival Kingdom, Big Up Yourself, you know, Preview Media, they always put me on the vibe because they believe in me. So I do respect you all for that, thank you. Been doing shows in Miami, you know, Trinidad, radio. But basically, you can find my stuff logunmusic.com, that's Logun, fire more shut than a GUN, so logunmusic.com. And you know, my YouTube channel is Logun Ent, Logunent, and my Instagram is Logun Music. You can look me up, follow the vibes. There's always something to learn. Always follow my life, man. It's pretty interesting.
Well, I like how it sounded. So, in the future, what are your future aspirations? It seems you got some stuff going on.
You know, I'm working on an EP right now, some new tracks, and just performing for the summer in Toronto, doing my thing. Want to do more shows like this. Network and meet new people. It's all about vibes and creation, and I'm very big on that.
So you know what? You heard it from the man's mouth. You know where to find this music, how to find this music, you know what he's going to be up to. So you know what? On behalf of Rated N, we'd like to thank you.
Thank you
For being on the show today.
And thank the fans and the watchers and the listeners and all social media. Thank you.
You already know. As you can tell, Logan is going to be.
Thank you, sir.